Hi, my name is Dan Schmitt, and this is Team Chicago Challenge. We're in LaPorte, Indiana for motorcycle ice racing. At this event, they've got some outriggers that are unstudded. They've got quads, they got motorcycles. They got a good group of riders. They got a nice track this week. The weather is probably perfect. It's in the 20s. So let's go check out some of the racing action from LaPorte. First race we had a chance to look at is the Novice Class. This is first-time racers. This guy's pulling some wheelies on that Suzuki. Go battling through turn 1 and 2. Anything can happen with these new guys jumping out front. Number 4, that's Rick Welsh. But Sean McLaughlin from Logan Sport is in second place. He's on a 250 Suzuki. Could be a Yamaha in second place, hard to tell. And it's on 29. It's Matt Welsh, number 50. To Mr. Duncan. The battle going on up front now between Sean McLaughlin, ex-rookie from Logan Sport, and Rick Welsh. Looks like we got number 50, that's Duncan, is making the move. He's in third place now, and he's moving towards the front. This could be the move for the lead. Down on the inside is Sean McLaughlin from Logan Sport. Rick Welsh, number 4. Mr. Duncan's making the move. Let's see what he does. The run into traffic gave Sean McLaughlin a good lead. Let's watch these guys. Will be able to make the pass. Pretty close, got traffic coming. There they went by 80. Here's a novice, younger kid riding an 80cc bike out here. White flag, 1 lap to go. Will Mr. Duncan make it? Will he get around McLaughlin? The winner of this heat race is rookie rider Sean McLaughlin.
That's McLaughlin picking up the win in his first novice heat race. Duncan second. Let's see what happens in the final event for the novice racers.
Jumping out front, number 50. Number 50 is Duncan. On that Honda, but right behind him is Sean McLaughlin from Logan Sport on that Suzuki. For a guy that being his first year ice racing, Sean seems to be doing pretty good. Third place, number 29. It's Matt Welsh. Right behind him is Dave Solvalic from Lake Station. Fifth place is like Tim Graves from Manchester, Indiana. Sixth place is number 2, Reinhardt. Mr. Duncan is really flying out there. The second place, Sean McLaughlin. Now we're going to take a look at 4-stroke studded. Jumping out front, number 2. Right behind him, these 3 guys. And what's this guy? Oh, I thought he was signaling. Looks like he's trying to get his glove on or get on his clutch. But it's Doc Sorbet, number 23. I don't have a name for number 2. It's like Doc Sorbet battling with Tony Steinman. Doc Sorbet from Chesterton, Indiana. You guys gotta get their numbers right. See who's in third place and trying to make out his number. 23, that's Doc Sorbet. It's the real terror out here on this track. Moving now on the outside. Let's see if we can make a pass. They're 4-stroke engines. Studded class. There he goes on the outside. Scoots in, grabs it inside. Look how close these guys are racing. Doc Sorbet, who's a ATV instructor. Going on. Doc Sorbet still leading.
Doc Sorbet picking up the win. Number 2 was second. Tony Simon was third. Fourth place went to Matt Welch. Now let's check out the action in the 100 to 200 cc motorcycle class.
Jumping out front, number 69. That's Dave Barney from Valparaiso. He's on a Kawasaki. Boy's really getting it on for bikes 100 to 200 cc's. Second place, number 4, that's Jerry McGaffrey from Indianapolis, all the way up from Indianapolis. Third place is Mr. Pfeiffer, Dave Barney, number 69 from Valparaiso, Indiana. Really getting around quite well. I'll get a chance to look at these Harley-Davidsons, these side riggers. Jumping out front, 101. That's Earnie Stumbo. One of the employees at Kersting's Harley-Davidson. Jim Kersting's in second place, number 52. He's on that standard orange. Got that XR 750 gas tank. Watch how these guys pitch him in. Number 32 is Drew Gateway from Chesterton. He's in third place now. 35, that's Randy Kersting. We swing the camera over. It's Earnie Stumbo. This group from North Judson, Indiana. Look how nice and smooth he's getting around these corners. Keep enough weight on that outrigger. Try to get some weight to the back wheel. Trying to make the move now, Drew Gateway. Can't make it stick. Jim Kersting stays in second place. Going on to pick up the win is Earnie Stumbo from Winnenack, Indiana. Let's go talk to Earnie Stumbo. I'm with Earnie Stumbo from Winnenack, Indiana, and he's one of the guys out here running these outriggers, and you've got a Sportster. What size is a Sportster?
It's a 77 1000 cc.
So 1000, right? So this still has the cast iron cylinders and the cast iron head, and it isn't the new Evolution type engine like the new 883s, correct?
You're right. This is a good old iron head Sportster, yeah.
Okay, now they don't race these on the dirt anymore. They don't really race them anything. But out here, you guys got a bunch of you that are doing it. What is this a good chance to get these old dogs out here heating up them cylinders and keeping these things running right?
You bet. It's just real. We got a bunch of us. We get real competitive, have a lot of fun.
Okay, now you run Unstudded and you got this outrigger, but you guys get around there pretty good. What's some of the tricks you use to get around having no studs in the tires?
Well, what we have to do is cut up our tires to kind of tractionize them.
So you make them like softer by putting slices in them, and
yeah, make them in like little hairs.
Okay.
Just cut them up so much.
Okay, so you take razor blades and that, because it does look like you're getting pretty good traction, and you got the snow to contend with, you got the ice to contend with. So how many years have you been doing this?
Jim got me started on a 350 3 years ago, and I ran that 1 year, and then last year we put this one together at the shop and been doing all right with it.
Okay, well, you mentioned Jim, and that's Jim Kersting. So you work at Kersting's Harley-Davidson, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and that's in North Judson, correct?
Yes, sir.
And what do you do there?
I'm the service manager.
Now we're going to take a look at the open class. Dave Hendrickson riding the Team Chicago 400 Yamaha. Jumping out front, it's like number 55. Dan Brown out of Joliet on a Kawasaki. Behind him was like 27 as we watch Dave Hendrickson battling Richard Vaughn. Dave making the move now, making his stick, but leading. Dan Brown, second place is Nick Brummel, and third place is Mark Harrell from Kokomo. We watch Dave Hendrickson in fourth place. As Dan Brown picks up the win.
Nick Burnell was second. Now let's check out the action in the open class feature event.
Watch Dave Hendrickson. Dave Hendrickson, the other rider, Team Chicago. Making a move on the inside at start. Getting into fourth place. Number 27. Really smoking. You can really hear that bike working. That's Nick Burnell from Osceola, Indiana. Second place, Dan Brown from Joliet. Third place, Mark Harrell from Kokomo. Dave Hendrickson from Lake Forest, Illinois. Fifth place is Richard Vaughn from Griffith, Indiana. Well, let's watch number 27. This guy is smoking. Swing back to Dave. Foot off the ground, Dave. Dave's earned it. Just doesn't quite have the slap into the corner yet. We gotta just run in and just pitch it. The psychological barrier you have to overcome. But that's the most fun of ice racing. Nick Burnell, number 27. Clearly running away with the open classes for bikes over 250, so it's 251 on up. Dan Brown, number 55, is right behind him, and the more bikes you can put between yourself and the competition, the better you are. Nice smooth style, going on to pick up the win in the open class. Nick Burnell from Osceola, Indiana. Now we're going to look at unstudded four-wheel and three-wheels. So all you have wondered, whatever happened to the trikes or three-wheelers that Honda bought back, seems like a few of these guys have held on to them, because in the unstudded class, it certainly looks like the three-wheelers are working a little better. Up front, number 8, that's Jason Goings. 23 behind him is Doc Sorbet. And that four-wheeler is Tony Steinman from Michigan City. Fourth place, like John Leslie from Michigan City. And fifth place, like Don Lewis from Porter, Indiana. Still leading, number 8, Jason Goings from Portage. Looks like he's on a Honda. Trying to make the moves now is Doc Sorbet. On that four-wheeler is Tony Steinman in third place. John Leslie, fourth. Fifth place, Don Lewis. Sixth place, Tom Leslie. Seventh place, Kurt Schwab. And eighth place is Mr. Cancini. Going on to pick up the window was Doc Sorbet from Chesterton. Next race we got a chance to look at is 250. They're the fast boys. Jumping out front, Kurt Stampert from Kokomo, Indiana, number 704. Well, he's really got this track dialed. Let's take a look at a lap with this rider from Kokomo, Indiana. This is a converted motocross bike. Let's watch the rear suspension as he goes through turn 3 and 4. You see it squat down a little bit. It's got a little bit of a pogo effect, but manages to get on the gas. Gets the weight to the back wheel. 91L, second place. Looks like Jim Kersting from Orland Park, Illinois. Battling with number 50. That's Dave Hollenberg from Shannon Run, Illinois. Got a battle going on for second here. Let's pay attention to this race. Both these riders are on 250cc converted motocross bikes. One looks like a Honda, the other one's a Kawasaki. But the Kawasaki looks more like an enduro bike. It's still got a headlight on there. Now moving in second place. It's Jim Scarpacci from Orland Park. Dave Hallenberg is hanging right in there. In the meantime, in fourth place, Doug Hallenberg is also another rider on a Kawasaki. 250cc, two-stroke motorcycles. But clearly, leading the field, Kurt Stampert from Kokomo, Indiana, on that Kawasaki. This guy's really smoking. And it picks up the win, the 250 class. Now we're looking at the open side hacks again. Jumping out front is Earnie Stumbo from Winamac, Indiana. Right now it looks like Jim Kersting from North Judson, Indiana is in second place. These guys run 3 races, so it's scored motocross style. Drew Gateway, number 32. 25 is Randy Kersting from Winamac. Drew Gateway's from Chesterton. These guys are all pals and all help each other out to keep their equipment running. But clearly, running away with this is Earnie Stumbo from Winamac, Indiana. We got 1000 Sportster, iron cylinder. See that thing bug out of the corners. Things sound pretty good for old bikes. We got Harley-Davidson 1, 2, 3, and 4 in 5th place. John Williams, and he's on a Kawasaki. Watch Jim Kersting. Whoa, the Kawasaki. Kawasaki's down. The rider's not moving. Getting ready to red flag the race. Drew Gateway pulls off, comes over to the aid of his friend. Yeah, it looks like he took a pretty bad whack in the ice. Earlier we had a chance to talk to a good friend of mine, Jim Kersting. We're going to go to that interview right now. I'm with Jim Kersting from North Judson, Indiana, and Jim is running his 3-wheel Harley-Davidson. You run this outrigger class, and we both missed the state championship. They ran it last week. I thought they weren't going to have the track ready, and you were in Puerto Rico, so but we're here this week. So what do you think of the track? It's a little bit smaller than normal?
Yeah, it is kind of small, but boy, it's fun, isn't it? We can get a pretty good bite. today. Yeah, it's nice.
Oh yeah, the ice is like absolutely perfect. I mean, I've raced a couple other races, and the ice, I mean, we probably got 10, 12 inches. It's been cold enough, so it looks like they'll be able to run the entire season here.
I was watching you real close too, and you was looking real good, man. You was a coasting around them corners. You had her under control today.
Yeah, that Yamaha of mine is working. That's the new bike that I put together. It's a 400 Yamaha. A guy gave me the engine, and I bought the frame for $175. So a guy that wants an ice race for $400 or $500, $600.
It's not expensive. You
Right.
can have a ball out here.
Right.
It gets the winter over with too. It's more fun than snowmobile, and I went through that too. That's a good sport too, but this is reasonable and fun, and you get a lot of camaraderie with the guys. And
Well, this Harley of yours, how many years have you been racing this? Now, what year is this engine?
this is a 1970 engine, and I've been running this thing, I think, for about 7 years now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you got even 2,000 or 3,000 invested, break that down 7 years, it's pretty affordable.
I think I've got about $1,000 in this plus an engine overhaul.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I took them long forks off of there. You remember last year?
Yes, that's what I asked you when I came here. Now, do you? And I said when you guys were racing, there was like 3. You had the extended forks, and I said that well, at least someone's using up them extended forks that Frank must have made over the years.
That's right. Yeah.
And but now you're back to the standard length on the forks. Why did you make the change?
Well, it looks prettier this way.
Oh, really?
That's the reason.
Is it getting as much traction?
I don't think, not quite as much, but it handles easier. It turns a lot easier.
Okay, so you're steering easier with the shorter forks,
Yeah.
but with the longer forks, you're getting more traction to the
I
rear
think
wheel.
we was transposing more weight to the back wheel, and I think we had just a little bit better traction. I know we did, as a matter of fact.
Right.
But it's a little more fun to ride this way, and it looks prettier. I like this over.
Yeah, I agree. And you got a good group of guys here that are racing these Harleys. Do you think? Now, why don't you tell the audience about the different classes they're running with these outriggers?
Let's see. I think they got a 0 to 100 cc, and then they got a 250, and then it's the open.
Okay, so anything you guys got 900s and 1000s, then they got the 600s and all that run together. And those are a lot of 4 strokes and 2 strokes,
Yeah.
and then your 100 cc's are basically all 2-cycle motors. No, there's a couple 4-cycles.
There might be, yeah.
Couple Hondas.
Abdarsh, though, he's giving them the business with that old Harley Baja.
That's right. That's right. Now, how old is he this year?
I think he's about 86. Yeah, he's right up there.
So this is really open to anybody that wants to come out and race and have a good time on a Sunday.
That's the whole thing with it. Yeah, and we gained a new entry this year. We got the Acme Grenade Company here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's on our team too.
Is this thing ready to blow up? Or?
Well, I don't know. He'll hold it till it does blow if you have to.
Now, what is that? A Honda or a Kawasaki?
Kawasaki Vulcan.
Oh, yeah.
It was all pulled apart, and my boy and him put it together to working nights. And the reason they completely disassembled the motor, they heard a knocking noise in it, and it happens to be a $2 tensioner spring for the cam chain. And that's all that was wrong with it.
And you thought it was an engine ready to blow up, and I see it's just sitting idling as pretty as can be right now.
Yeah. And he's having a ball with it, too.
Okay, well, let's go back and check out some more racing action from LaPorte, Indiana. Senior class. Jumping out front. Leading the first race in a long time. Yes, this is your host. Got this 400 Yamaha working out here. The track just seemed to be the right size, and the engine just seemed to be pulling enough out of the corner, running only 1 gear. Second place could be Ken Jeans from Elkhart, Indiana. Okay, number 24 is definitely Don Mullenbrock from Joliet. Bike's hooking up, getting through the corners. Torque oil, 4 and 6 cycle, 400 Yamaha was even easy to ride. 1 lap to go. Picking up the win in the senior classes. Yours truly, Dan Schmitt. Now I finally turn around and saying, where is everybody? I thought I heard someone behind me. Next race is senior class. That's me, number 45P, on the Team Chicago Torque Oil 4 and 6 400 Yamaha, but getting a jump on me with a Honda is Ken Jeans from Elkhart.
trying to reel him in. He goes completely sideways. So here's where I make the decision of kicking it out, drive around the outside. Now my plan is to turn some fast laps and leave these guys behind. Second place is Kent Greens. Third place is Don Mullenbrunch from Joliet. Fourth place is number 2, and it's Greenhart. But Don Mullenbrunch really see me go around the outside. Now he's making plans to go around the outside, but you gotta get on the gas. Seems like he's got it here. He doesn't want to mess up, but he doesn't want to go down either. But after winning this race and I took the engine apart, I had a few seizures and and the rings were stuck. So it amazes me that the bike ran as well as it did. As I turn around, I clearly know I've won this race. And I sure am happy. Finally, the last round of the Side Hack Open, Earnie Stumbo from Winnemac went 3 straight and picked up the overall win in the Open Side Hack class. And these guys really put on a great show.
Music for the show provided in part by Engine, Mike Preetz, Intrigue, and Travesty. And all this music recorded at Fireside Studios, Westchester, Illinois. I always had some great races in LaPorte, Indiana, great races Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the Saturday night under the lights on Lake Koshkonong, and don't forget the Mineola series that I promoted from 1977 to 87. I had some pretty good races there also. To contact me, and I love to hear from my audience, is teamdan45@gmail.com. And remember, you can always search on YouTube with Dan Schmitt Motorcycle Racing for great motorcycle racing. Ice racing, dirt tracking, road racing, it's all right there. And I highly encourage you to visit the World of Motorcycle Museum. Check out Jim Kersting's great collection on Indiana 39, Winnemac, Indiana, 4 miles south of North Judson. Give him a call first at 574-896-3172. It's a great trip and a wonderful collection of motorcycles.